So I have unboxed this Samsung Premier 4K laser projector, and we are presented with two choices during the setup process. You can either do it using the SmartThings app or use the remote control. And because I have installed the SmartThings app on my Samsung Note 10 Plus when I was reviewing the Samsung Q950T soundbar, I thought I would use that. And if I can click on SmartThings, and it has located Projector 2104 as prompted on the screen. So just click on Setup, click on Start, and then, click Next. And as you can see from what the projector is outputting, it is trying to do some sort of connection. Allow SmartThings to record audio, might as well. And I think that these days more and more devices are being designed to set up this way because it is just easier rather than you having to punch in your password and then log into your account every single time. So the Smart Hub terms and conditions, I'll just agree to all. In fact, I'll disable interest-based advertisements and also voice recognition. I'll disable for now, and then I'll click OK. I think this projector may be compatible with Alexa or Google Assistant or even Bixby, given Samsung's history, but I'm just not entirely sure. And Samsung projector LSP9, okay, it shows that it is connected. Right, I'm an Alexa user. Oops, I may have triggered your Alexa. Right, I think they are trying to do like a lot of the remote controls or something. I'll click next. I haven't actually hooked up any input sources to this projector yet. Right, let's skip this. Skip. Skip. Cool. What I'm going to do now is to try and go into the picture menu and explore what it looks like. This video is sponsored by Box, the online technology store. Visit box.co.uk for the best deals on TVs, soundbars, and all your other technology needs. So you can see that currently is in the standard picture mode, which in my opinion is always going to be a bit on the blue side. So what we'll do is to switch to filmmaker mode, right? I didn't realize that filmmaker mode is applicable to laser projectors too, but there you go. Expert settings. Contrast will maybe affect the digital white level. Sharpness will apply edge enhancement. Color will affect all the colors in terms of saturation and luminance. Tint will adjust the hues of all the colors. Apply picture settings. You can either make the adjustments only be limited to the current source or to apply it to all sources. And then with the picture clarity settings, you can see that even if we enable the custom submenu, you only get jitter reduction and not blur reduction, which means that this projector, like most DLP projectors, won't have 120 Hz support, and then you get noise reduction inside picture clarity as well. And contrast enhancer will be applying an S-shaped gamma to maybe boost the image contrast, providing more pop, but at the expense of some shadow detail and so highlight detail. Film mode is off for now because we are not actually playing and interlaced content. Color tone is basically Samsung's nomenclature for color temperature, and there are a few presets for you to select: warm 2, warm 1, standard, and cool. And as you go up, the image gets progressively bluer, and warm 2 is generally accepted to be the most accurate to D65 white point. Under white balance, you get to adjust the 2-point controls and also maybe the 10-point controls depending on your input sources. I think, I know why, because we're in filmmaker mode. So if we get out of filmmaker mode and get into, say, movie mode, then I believe that will allow you to adjust the 10-point white balance controls on this projector. This is just based on my experience on previous Samsung TVs, and you can enable a temper control, which will let you adjust every 10% video stimulus interval all the way up to 100% stimulus. We'll switch this off for now and then go back. Gamma will, in fact, I should lower the volume. Gamma will dictate how the input video signal is going to be translated to the output on screen, and BT886 is generally the best one to use for SDR, and you can either darken the gamma or brighten it. Doesn't appear to be any change, but maybe if you do this over an HDMI input, there will be some changes. Shadow detail will affect near black gamma, whether you want to darken the shadow detail or brighten it, depending on your setup. And then if we go into a RGB only mode, this will, apply a digital color filter to help you with setting the color decoding on this projector. But I think, with AutoCal and with advanced color management system, I don't think this is needed at all. And with color space settings, you can either select auto or native, which is the native color gamut of the projector presumably, and then there's a normal mode, which seems very yellow to me, but I'll do some measurements when I start reviewing this projector. And then, as with most Samsung TVs, if you select custom, this will unlock the CMS or color management system, and you get to select different color gamut. BT709 is generally the best for SDR content, and then I'll need to measure between DCI-P3 and BT2020 to see which one is more accurate for watching UHD HDR content. And then Samsung's color management system is an RGB based color management system, so you get to adjust the 3 primary colors of red, green, and blue, and the 3 secondary colors of yellow, cyan, and magenta. And then for each color, you get to calibrate the RGB mix within each color and reset picture. If we get out from here, and then what I wanted to check, sound broadcasting. So it has an internal Freeview tuner on board as well. And if we go into general projector settings, you can adjust the keystone, and this is just a 4-point adjustment, but I suppose you can do a more advanced adjustment with multiple points. And then if we bring up the test pattern, this is to let you set the zoom or focus, presumably. Eye protection mode, if you enable it, in fact it is enabled by default. So if it is enabled, what it will do is to shut down the projector and pop up a warning when you get too close to the projector to protect your eyes. And then we focus, or you actually get to focus as well, and hopefully it's an electronic focus. Yes, so it's an electronic focus, which is pretty nifty, but then I would expect this feature at this sort of price point. And then projection mode, you can mount it on the ceiling as well. Okay. And then high altitude mode is of no use to me, but it may be of some use to some of you. Fit to screen. I think this is just instructions rather than, a setting that you can adjust. And then if we go into external device manager, game mode is grayed out now, but presumably this can be enabled when playing games, and I'll be interested to test the input lag on this projector. Input signal plus, 3 HDMI ports, presumably all HDMI 2.0B. And yeah, you even get HGIG as well, but I think it'll be interesting to see how this translates to a game, because I think on Samsung TVs, HGIG, even though it's enabled, dynamic tone mapping is always active, so I would be interested to see how this projector fares in that regard. Eco solution auto power off. Okay, so I will be spending the next few weeks testing and reviewing this projector, so if you have any questions about this unit, feel free to leave a comment in the YouTube section below. If you would like to watch some of our technical projector reviews, I created a playlist here if you'd like to click on it, and I'll see you in the next video.